Oh, today is a treat. I have got Jorge Montoya with me, and I am so excited for you to meet this young man. If you have not met Jorge or worked with him like I have for the last 15 years, you definitely want to know him. He is loyal, he's hardworking, he is honest and genuine. He is who he is through and through in every place in his life. And he has been at Guild Mortgage for almost 20 years.
Yeah, here it
The
is.
crazy thing, Jorge, is you are younger than me. 4/20/2006. So in April, you will be 20 years at Guild Mortgage.
Yeah.
You're in your early 40s. You've got 4 children that did not come easily.
Nope.
You had to work hard and pay hard for those 4 kids. Nadia is your beloved wife who also worked in the business for a long period of time. You two make a fantastic team. You adore and love each other. I see you every day leaning in to be a better man, a better father, a better leader, a better technician, speaker, marketer. I mean, you're just relentless in your growth and learning, and you're a value-based guy. And so you've won every award. You've been winning for decades now. And it's been fun for me to see you grow because when we got together and you moved to Reno and we joined in the same branch, you were doing about 4 to 6 loans a month.
Yep.
But I always joke, Jorge, that it was you that restored my faith in loan officers. That before you, the first 6 years of my career, I really just did not like the people I was surrounded by. I was kind of embarrassed by them. I always a joke about like slicked hair and cocaine, like greasy,
Wolf of Wall Street
salesy,
vibes.
yeah, douchebags. I don't know. And then I meet you and you are genuine, heartfelt, hardworking. Anything you put your name on, you are going to stand behind. You're a solid technician. You showed up every day at the same time. You worked hard all day. You dressed professionally. And it's been a true joy to watch you grow from doing 6 loans a month to then 12, to then 15, then 20, then 40, to grow a team, to become a branch manager, to become a coach, and now be the head coach for Elevate Espanol at Guild Mortgage. You have a goal someday to be an executive in the mortgage business, to lead a Guild at a much larger pace. You're speaking and coaching and training everywhere you can, in addition to just being super involved with your family. So I just want to talk to you here today, where you're at 20 years into Guild Mortgage. Like, how do you define winning today, Jorge? What does success mean to you?
Man, it's evolved. You and I were talking about how throughout our different stages of our life, it evolves. And at first it's maybe like a little bit of savings, a little bit of material, and then a house and another house and a car, and then a bit more savings. And I feel like the statement that I told you a while ago was like, winning's not new to me. And I say that humbly, but when I say that, it's changed for me. And what success looks like for me is, number one, raising men and women that have substance, that actually provide real value, real connection, raising good humans. To me, winning, that's my ultimate goal. Like, it used to be like the bank account, and we're doing pretty good there, but that's not it. That's just the tool for me to fulfill my mission, which is raise these solid humans that can make our family name proud. That's what winning means to me now. And the beautiful thing about that, especially being in coaching, is that there's an accountability level. And I'll share a quick lesson that I got from freaking Jax's kindergarten teacher. Okay, at 42 years old, I didn't think kindergarten teacher had a lesson for me. And here's what she said. Her name is Miss Carlucci. She said at the parent-teacher meeting, she said, if you're speaking, you're teaching. At that age, those little ones, if you're speaking, you're teaching. There's always that level of accountability that whenever I say a thing, I'm teaching. So I have to be very cautious. Am I teaching what I really intend to, Well,
it's really cool. A friend of mine always said that you're either in everything we do, we're either honoring our past or healing our past. And so I wonder, early in your career, you started as a loan officer, if I remember right, at 19? How old were you?
Yeah, it's like 19, 20, yeah.
So you're a 19-year-old kid, you're working at Wells Fargo, you become a commission-only loan officer. And at that state, when you're going in the bet on myself phase of your career, do you think you were honoring your past, your upbringing? Do you think you were healing your past? You had the chip on your shoulder. Where were you in that phase to define what winning meant for you?
Okay, so I'll tell you exactly what happened that highly motivated that decision. And it was looking at Nadia's paycheck because we had just moved out. So we had moved out and I was working at the grocery store and I think I was getting paid like $9.50. And she at the time was getting paid like $12 an hour at the front desk. So at that, I took an ego hit. I felt, and she never threw that in my face, by the way, when we moved out. But when I saw that, I felt so embarrassed. So that was the chip, right? So it's like, maybe it's healing my past, like the chip, like, damn, I was told to be a provider and I'm being provided for. And I'm not saying there's wrong or right with that, but for me, I felt a lot of shame, even though there's nothing shameful about it, right? We create a relationship, we're partners, it's all good. But me internally, I wanted to change that. So that was that moment that really inspired me or motivated me and pissed me off to want to change something. And the idea to grow was go to the bank. Just go to the bank and pray.
Even earlier than that, as you know, I just got back from a wealth conference and I just sat through an incredible session with Ali Nassar, I think. And he talked about our paradigm of money and like what the earliest lessons we have around money and where our psychology and relationship comes from.
Yeah.
So you use the word embarrassment. And I think these words are super important because, again, they aren't fun. They aren't yummy words. They aren't great feelings inside of our body, but you can either let fear stop you or propel you.
Yeah.
Same thing with embarrassment or shame or anger or whatever. So earlier on in your life, relative to money or success, did you feel that same feeling of embarrassment? Was there another critical thing that made you say, I want a better life for myself, or I'm going to be successful or work hard?
Dang, we're going deep. Okay. So yes. So there are pivotal moments, right? I just shared one of them, but if I go further back, then it would be when I was in probably like in between elementary school and middle school. And I remember going to the local place in Tahoe that was like social services and translating for my mom for help so we could turn on the heat during the winter. That's where that embarrassment comes from because I'm this little kid translating, which is what a lot of Latinos do for our parents that don't know English, asking for help so our family can stay warm. So yeah, you're right. Whatever you learn at that session you went to, it's deeper than that. So that's definitely one moment where I realized, okay, this doesn't feel good. This is not what I want moving forward.
We talked about, as you know, you start in this bet on yourself phase. At some point in time, there's some catalyst that comes into our life that causes us to bet on ourselves and get into this industry, to be commission only, to go for being self-made, to putting ourselves out there. And often the catalyst is pain, right? Yeah. Some people sit around and dream about their perfect life. And then, you know, I just don't know many of those people. And then they go, gosh, mortgage would be really cool. So
not my case.
so the beginning, bet on ourselves phase, we're like every day feeling like, oh my gosh, I hope I make it. I hope I close a deal somewhere, somehow so I can eat. It's about survival ourselves and just making sure we can pay the bills. But hopefully quickly, for some people longer, we get to that next phase where we start, I call warrior phase, which is now, okay, I can do this. I believe I can do this. I'm meant to be at this table. I've got a seat at this table, but I don't want to just be in the back row. I don't want to just be existing or be average or just bump along here. Like, I want to freaking go for it. I want to see what I can really do. And I want to be a warrior. Do you remember when that clicked over for you and why?
Yeah, so there's been like multiple moments. I mean, if I go back early in my career, it was meeting somebody highly successful that was just really genuine and nice, like a rich, nice person that was willing to share. And I've had key people like that throughout my life that really inspired that. And then I would say another one would be like when I decided to take professional coaching seriously, but yet couldn't afford it. And I remember having signing a 2-year agreement for like $2,500 a month, but not having the capital to pay for it, but having a credit card that would allow me to make 6 payments. And that was one of those bet on yourself moments. And that's warrior mode, because I'm like, all right, can't afford this. Just sign this agreement. Nadia, can you please trust me? And the answer from her has always been yes. She believes in me. Like, I think even when I didn't believe in myself, she believed. Right. So I think those moments, you definitely go into warrior mode, because it's like, how am I going to pay this money back? And I don't get a guaranteed paycheck. It's kind of crazy.
So a couple things you said lit up for me. The first is being a rich, nice person.
Yeah.
And somebody took an interest and cared about you as a young person. And I think the opportunity that we're getting back to in our industry that's got me so jacked up and excited, Jorge, is bringing in that next gen again.
Yeah.
The 21 to 23-year-olds that probably are working at the grocery store right now, that are working at the teller, that really, they have that shame, that embarrassment, that tough upbringing. They just want a shot in life, but they have no idea where to get it. And they're willing to work, and they're willing to show up, right?
Yeah.
And somebody doing that for you, they'll think about the ripple effect of that person doing that, because that person in that moment changed your paradigm around money.
Forever.
Or shifted it.
Yeah.
Because a lot of us who don't have money and growing up without money might have the paradigm of, oh, people who have money are mean, or people with money are bad.
Yeah.
All of those things. So we get to do that for other people. So wake up to that opportunity right now and get excited about finding that 19 or 21-year-old Jorge out there, who then becomes a branch manager, a team leader, a coach, a national speaker, all the things that you're doing. Like, I get goosebumps. Okay.
Yeah, it's exciting.
This is so exciting. The second thing is, Jorge, you have always been brave and courageous. And it's a quiet bravery. You are always the guy that is not talking. You are humble. You are just this presence, this quiet presence. And you came into my world on accident. I came to, and you know me, I'm not a quiet presence.
Yeah.
I've already talked 3 times more than you on the podcast, and you're my guest. What the hell? So, but when you got around me, you could have been like, oh, not my vibe. This chick is like crazy. She's, doing 20 loans a month, and I think what was cool is that you came around right as I got coaching.
Yeah.
Because I started getting coached, and you moved into the branch from South Lake Tahoe. And all of a sudden I'm like, I'm the same girl, Jorge. And I was doing 6, 8 loans, 8, 10, 12. And now I'm doing 30, 36, whatever. And I remember saying, let me just teach you what I'm learning.
Mm-hmm.
And you've always been open. And you're like, okay, I'm open. I'm open. I'm open. I'm open. And I think you're very deliberate in where you place your trust, but you pay close attention. And when you trust, you give all of your loyalty.
Yeah.
And I want to highlight that, because I think a lot of people listening are like you. They've got that quiet confidence, but you've been really good about finding the people who can help you in the season you're in, and then going all in. And so for you to sign up for coaching, I have to think is a little bit like, well, if that crazy chick over there is doing it.
Well, you know what? I recognized a lot of similar traits. Like, you said that I would show up and professional. Like, I wanted to be a business guy. I didn't know what kind of business guy, so I took it very serious. So I recognized similar things in you. Like, you took it very serious. So I think that's what created that unique relationship between you and I for over 2 decades now. That we think similar ways. We behave differently, right? I'm not super loud, but I think we have a lot of the same values, especially when it comes to our work ethic.
Yes. Thank you for saying that, because I think respect started first.
Yes, 100%.
We both were like, wait a minute, this guy shows up. He works hard. He does what he says he's going to do.
Yeah.
He's on time. And it's one of respect. And then we eventually played and started doing, you and I aren't big play people, are very focused. So you're in the warrior phase. I'm taking you back there, because I think now you're really in this next phase. Like, you just described what your definition of success is at 42. And it's really about raising great men and women, which was so beautiful. And balancing that in with everything else that you do. Because, oh, by the way, you're still winning Chairman's Club, and you're still coaching, and you're still growing, but it's not the only thing. So before this shift where I would say you're now more into a leader phase of your life and really curating your experiences and being intentional, you were in a warrior phase and you decided I'm going to be a major player. Like I deserve a seat at that table. I want to be in the top rankings, whatever that looked like.
Yeah.
What did winning mean to you then?
Honestly, it was really simple for me then, was just like, can I have some money in the bank to pay this credit card off that I just signed up for coaching, right? That's what winning meant to me at that moment. And then from there, I was like, okay, well, can I save enough for the house, the toy? Can I save enough now for retirement and kids' colleges? So winning just meant, and actually, if I go even on a deeper level, I wanted to demonstrate, because there was, you know how we lived through that like slimy time in our career where like people were taken advantage of, especially a lot of Latinos were taking advantage of other Latinos. So winning for me meant it's okay to make a lot of money, but we don't have to step on anybody. And we don't have to take from anybody. We just have to deliver a promise and help solve as many problems as we can. And then, making a lot of money is okay. I simplify it to like our roles as business people is really easy if you think about it. There's like a lot of hats, but there's really only two things we need to work on. And that's solve problems, build relationships. Like those are the two things. Everything else falls underneath those two.
I want to tap into this feeling of embarrassment again, because like knowing some of our triggers and how you just elevate from those triggers is really cool.
Yeah.
So has there been a time over the last couple of years when you're in warrior phase or trying to transition where embarrassment has pushed you or elevated you there?
Yeah. I mean, something simple like a small little promise, right? If I told you numbers are going to be X amount and they're not, I'm embarrassed because I didn't deliver on what I said, and what I said it means something, So those moments, I mean, we're human. There's going to be times where you're not going to deliver what you hope, but those are also opportunities, right? Because then people get to see how you react in the moment of fail.
What about, wanting a seat at the table, caring about your rankings, wanting to be like a valuable coach? Have any of those moments caused embarrassment and driven you to that next level?
Yeah. And I'll tell you this, at this point, I welcome the embarrassment because those are moments of learning. And yes, so I'm a big fan of doing like surveys that are anonymous, especially with coaching, because I don't need you. Here it is. I have a really good ability to connect with people, right? So then if I connect with you, you're gonna have a hard time trying to be mean to me or maybe being truthful. And I don't want to be around yes people. I want to hear what it is so that I can improve upon. So yeah, I welcome those embarrassed moments because I am okay understanding that I don't have it all. I have a lot figured out, right? But I know more. I know people that have more figured out, and I know many people that don't have as much as me figured out. So I just embrace those. I'm like, fuck it. Like, okay, this is where we fell. Let's adjust.
And I can share, being your colleague and running partner, leader, that there have been times that you've called me and have been just freaked out because you were pissed that you weren't in the top, whatever, 5, 10, number 1 in the state, or whatever you had come accustomed to being ranked somewhere somehow. And there's been years where that happened. Maybe it was a bad month or something, or a bad quarter or something. And you've driven that to your strength of focus and getting it done.
Yeah.
But then there's also been times where this has happened more recently. And you're like, I hate that this bothers me because this embarrassment and this obsession with ranking and performance is not the man I want to be today.
Yeah.
It doesn't totally fit in my definition of success. So when you just said, I welcome it, it's cool because I've seen that. I literally have witnessed you saying, this embarrasses me. And I'm actually embarrassed that it embarrasses me because I want to elevate out of this level.
Yeah. And to your point, the most recent story that I can think about is when I called you about the NAREC rankings. I think it was like a year or two ago, and I wasn't where I wanted to be. And I remember having a conversation with an agent who's a buddy of mine, and telling him, look, this is the game plan. I'm going to get back to number one, and I'm going to do this, this, and this, and this, and this, and the other. And then his advice to me was so sincere and clear. And then you and I laughed about it, which was, okay, yes, I know you can get to number one. You can do all these things. And, worst case, Nadia leaves your ass and takes 50% of everything, because everything that I had just described was the opposite of the man I am wanting to be. I had just described how my ego needed to be cured by doing all these activities and setting aside who I really am in order to reach this. So that was really refreshing. And I think it's important to have people like that around you, because that's not what I want. But my ego at that moment it couldn't handle it,
Yeah. Thank you for sharing that. I mean, this is such an honest conversation, because those things do still and probably will still fry you forever.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's our early childhood experiences of being embarrassed or whatever the thing is for all of us. It's just when the trigger comes in, we get to be the adult in our life holding the steering wheel and say, wait a minute, let me look at my bank account balance again.
Go this way.
Let me look at my retirement. Let me look at my children in the eyes. Let me look at my catalyst planner and what makes me on fire, and what does winning look like to me. And I think those moments of feeling like we're not enough, we're failing, we're embarrassed, whatever, we either need to use those and channel them to get our act into gear in the way we need to, like you did with getting better on your details and your pricing, or we've done many times on being better spouses, or being more available as a parent because you showed up 10 minutes late to the rehearsal or the song performance and we missed our kid at their second grade thing. And that, talk about like hurtful embarrassment, that is good. It's helpful because we're like, okay, this is ridiculous. I stayed on a phone with a client for an extra 5 minutes to play the hero guy because my ego, and then I missed the one thing that really mattered in the whole month, for example. And I'm not saying you ever have. I'm saying I have done
I've done it too. Like I was talking to Nadia about this, like as parents, those of us that have parents, if you think about it, we're the family CEO. And there's a lot of pressure with that. And there's like moments that sometimes we miss, not because we want to, it's because we're trying to build something. And, but I think it's just best efforts, right? Just best efforts. Actually try and make people feel like you are trying.
That's just worth taking a deep breath on. Best efforts, because that is all you can do.
It.
And it's just about getting up the next day and best effort again.
Yeah.
And I think that's why you have consistently stayed so consistent. And, maybe volume's gone up or down or whatever, but like as the man that you are, the principles you live your life by, the standards that you have, those have stayed really rock solid. And I got to believe that is honoring your past to some degree.
Yeah, I'd like to think so. And I'd like to think that my kids will want to do a similar thing,
Yeah, it's beautiful. Okay. So now you're in the more leader phase of your career. Do you still care about hitting 100 million?
Yes, I still do, but I'm not losing sleep over it. I want to do it. I want to say the word the right way. And I do think there is the right way. And the right way for me is, one, I'm still enjoying my craft. Two, I'm doing it with the people that value my service. Three, it is not at the sacrifice of my wife, kids, and family. So as long as I can hit the numbers the right way, my right way, I welcome it. But I think I'm just at that point where if I hit 60 million versus 100 million, I'm not going to pout about it. Because number one, like the very first question I have to ask myself, and I've asked coaching students this too, is are you happy? Because if you're not, then what the hell are you doing? Why are you doing the thing that makes you unhappy? And who are you doing it for? So as long as I can answer that to myself and say, happy, yes, keep pressing, keep pushing it. Still happy? Let's keep going. But if I reach that point where I'm like, okay, I'm feeling a little bitter. I don't know. Then I got to like take it a step back a little bit, because it happens, we get burnout and we want to hit these numbers, and then we end up making the wrong relationship who treats us not the way that we deserve to be treated. And that's just not, there's a time and a place. Like, if there's no business, you got to put up with a little bit of that. But then as you improve, you can be a little bit more selective, right?
Yes, 100%. This is why this is the Rainmaker podcast, because I watched you go into that warrior phase. We did it together and we got after it.
Yeah.
And there wasn't a whole lot of balance for a couple years there because we really got after it.
Yeah.
But we improved our skills and knew that no matter what, if any one realtor wants to dump us or treat us poorly or any one client isn't nice to our team, we are not going to be held hostage by that because we now trusted in our ability to go build new relationships and to make it rain and replace any relationship that we needed to do. But it took, I don't know what you'd say, but it took a solid 2 years going in warrior mode, getting a coach, biweekly accountability, and just getting to that level of proficiency, mastery, confidence, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah. And I think as you lean into the coaching and you get exposed to different ideas and different people, problem solving is so much easier and making money is so much easier. Like, it's kind of wild because I feel like in the beginning, you're working super, 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 super hard to make this little. And then like, as things change, we're still working hard. We're not chilling, putting our feet up on the desk. We're still grinding a lot, but it's easier, if that makes any sense. It's just this like strange thing. It's like, because we're more focused on solving and helping than making money, and people can feel it. Like you said, at your event, people can feel it. And I believe that the interactions that I'm having with people, they feel it, that I'm not just trying to get a paycheck. I'm trying to help you solve your problem or reach the goal that you're trying to reach that I've already reached myself.
Yes. It's genuine.
Yes.
We have a sense immediately. We have a bullshit meter immediately. If somebody's trying to manipulate us or ask us questions to get in, or if they like genuinely care to serve, help, connect, whatever it is that's going on there. So when we got on the call, I said, "How are you?" And you said, "I'm in flow."
Flow.
And I literally just talked about flow on the Catalyst call yesterday. And I had our members like define, what does it feel like when you're in flow? What does it mean to be in flow? So give me the Jorge version of flow, because you just kind of illuminated your vision and mission of raising great humans and loving your career and being happy and kicking ass, working with people you love, and still having big goals that you're wanting to do and impact that you're wanting to make. So you being in the flow right now, what does that rhythm of life look like for you?
So I relate a lot of things to fighting, because I'm a big fan of fighting, like mixed martial arts and Muay Thai and boxing. And when I see fighters, like there's certain fighters that get into this state of flow, and I feel like them right now, which is like you're untouchable. Like somebody could throw a jab at you and you just slip it. You get something that doesn't happen positive, but then you block it. You're just in this flow because you've been training for so many years that now when obstacles are coming, it's just reflexes. You know what to do.
Yep.
Like you don't think about it. And I think that's what's happening right now. Like, and when I say flow, it ain't perfect. There's still shit that blows up and there's drama, but I'm just doing this. Like I'm not, it's not stopping me. And I think, and that's how it feels right now at work, at home, with my kids, financially. So I think it's a beautiful thing. It's not always there, but I'm trying to like stay in that flow as much as I can.
Yeah. So I love what you did there. You talked about the vision and the feeling. And, for everybody who watches us on YouTube, you'll watch Jorge kind of duck as the boxer does. And it's like, it's an art, it's a dance. And to feel that way with your shoulders down and you're loose and you're playful with people, it's just like, it's like you got swagger. It's all good. Come at me. I'm good. We're good.
Yeah.
What I want to know now is kind of like, if you could even identify this, but I'm obsessed with this through Catalyst and using the planner, is like, what are those couple standards that you have some people might call them boundaries or rituals that you do that keeps you in the flow, that keeps you mentally clear, that keeps you feeling connection with your family, that keeps your physical body feeling vibrant and high stamina? What are some of the things that you've learned about yourself at 42 that must be standards for you?
So I think a newer standard for me, because I'm commuting at the moment from Reno to Tahoe, right? Because I got a place up there. And this has been actually part of the state of flow, is when I was commuting from my house to the Reno house here, it's like a 7-minute drive. So I'm like
Right.
hyper mode, hyper aggressive, sales warrior mindset. And then I walk into screaming kids. My mind's not ready. So then I'm kind of like short, not really into the moment. I'm just not ready. But now as I've done this commute, I think it's helping with my flow because it's allowing me to decompress so that I walk in and there's like an explosion on a diaper. Like, it's not a big deal. I just can jump in and I can bob and weave there too, right? Like, so I
Yes.
think what's become a non-negotiable now is I have to allow myself 15, 20 minutes at least before I walk into the next round. My next round is, okay, husband, dad. I need to get my mind in the right set because here's an embarrassing moment. It's embarrassing, and this is happening less and less. When my wife says, "Are you even listening?"
Oof. Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm trying, but I'm thinking of like 52 other things at the same time. And that's embarrassing that your spouse says that to you. And I'm sure I'm not the only one that's experienced that. So I need that little decompression so I can be like, all right, I'm here. Focus. Tell me what you want to tell me. Let's talk about what you want to talk about.
I'm so happy that you boiled it down to something simple like that we can all do. You didn't tell me about your 3 a.m. morning ritual and getting up and doing 45 things in the morning before you feel your head is right. Because that was so real. And it's incredible that when you think about being a high performer and you think about the things that help you get into the high performance state. Now, you can be a high performing father. You can be a high performing friend.
Yes.
You can be a high performing leader and a high performing coach. And you're trying to be all of those things. And what you've identified is like, okay, I'm going to take 15 minutes before the next round because in 1 minute you're doing a power hour. The next minute you're leading a team meeting. The next minute you are doing one of your Exito calls to hundreds of loan officers across the country. And the next minute you've got 2 files on fire and you've got to lock 3 loans. And so this is the real world in your life.
Yeah.
In the course of a business day, when you're switching from pre-approval meeting to coaching call, for example, are you building in the buffer of 15 minutes? Are you doing something that's compressed to 2 minutes? What are you doing to get ready for the next round in that sense?
Really, I mean, in the morning, it's just that commute. In the afternoon, it's that commute. But once I'm here, once I'm in the fight, then what's interesting is I have the ability to just change really quickly. That transition isn't that hard for me because I'm so used to it, right? It's normal for me. But I will say, like, before, like early in my career, I probably did need to give myself like a 30-minute window in between appointments. Now I'll take like 5 people back to back and like it's no sweat. Like, I don't enjoy it later because there's like a bunch of paperwork and notes. The work is not as clean as it could be, but it's not hard for me currently. Before, yeah, I needed to give myself a little bit of prep time to be ready for the next conversation.
Well, what's beautiful about what you just said is that you get used to the punches coming at you and getting your mind right quickly the more you do it. And I think that that's always what gives me hope. If something feels clunky or hard, and I want to go into a pity party or victim mode of like, oh, this is so hard to have teenagers or to blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
Then I'm like, no, I'm just new.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just new at this. And like, how are you supposed to be good at something you've never done before? Like, I'm just going to keep showing up, giving best effort, and going at it over and over again.
For sure.
So,
one thing that comes to mind that I think in order to have your mind be ready for like the battles that we face, for like the last 4 or 5 years, we've done this thing called Sunday Fun Day. And like Sunday Fun Day is like our kid activity on Sunday. I feel like that feeds my soul. Like it really like fills my cup because it is truly uninterrupted. It's just kids, wife, us. Um, a coach, you know who this person is, but they used to say, go do broke activities and go kick a ball. So I'm doing the broke activities. But what I found, and then the reason he said that is because it costs no money, right, to do these things.
Yeah.
But they're actually rich activities. They're
Yeah.
so rich because I'm creating these moments that they're really good for them, but they're equally as valuable for me, you know?
Mm. I'm so happy you just said that. I was just in this conference talking about who's in your inner circle, who's in the next rung, and who's in the next rung.
Mhm.
And what are the traditions and rituals you have with the people, at least in your inner circle? And I thought, do I have really traditions and rituals? And I just got done writing my grandmother's eulogy, or her obituary, excuse
Yeah.
me. She's my person, Jorge. You've heard about Oma forever.
Yeah.
And it was so beautiful to summarize a life in an obituary. And I know you and I have done this through coaching exercises. How do we want to be remembered?
Mhm.
And it is those little things that we have as traditions and rituals, like Sunday Fun Day. And I remember that Dad kicked the ball with me. That like out of a whole life, that's what matters. That is the moment.
Yeah.
So, wow, this podcast was epic. It was wholesome. It was tactical. It was fun. I know we could stay on for another 2 hours. But I've never done this on the Rainmaker podcast. But since you are the OG loan officer that joined the Reno Guild Mortgage branch in 2009, you've been at Guild since 2006. Why have you stayed here all these years? The people that have circled around or have asked me, how would it be to join Guild in North Carolina? Or should I join Guild in New Hampshire? Or should I join Guild in Arizona? Why have you stayed here all these years when you've, of course, had opportunities to go everywhere? Why do you love Guild Mortgage?
So it's simple. It's relationship. I have relationship with the company, with the people within the company, and relationships, especially in my experience, real relationships, they're messy. Like we recently did this video that'll air out, I think on the 13th for the company, and it's for Hispanic Heritage Month. And a statement I made in Spanish was, hey, I don't need Guild. Guild doesn't need me, but we choose to work together. Just like my wife and I, like she's beautiful, beautiful lady. She could be happy with somebody else. I'm all right.
Yep.
I could be happy with somebody else, but we choose to build together because number one, if we love it, we enjoy it, we respect each other. And I think that's the beautiful thing about the company. And what I would tell those listening, because sometimes in our industry, we're notorious for bouncing around and chasing shiny things. If you can make your relationship work, the dividends it pays. It's like, I feel like with the company, I've got stock. And I was at the ground level of that stock. And now that stock is really, really high. And we have really good connection. We make magic together. They believe in me. I believe in them. And I think it's special. And it's hard to compete with that because we go to bat for each other. And not just on paper, but like in real situations. If I need help, they need help, we back each other up. And that's why, because it's like relationship, right? Remember, build relationships, solve problems. That's why.
I remember hearing all the time that people don't work for companies, people work for people.
Yes.
And it's been really hard at times to hear that for me because I believe it with every fiber of my body. And then if somebody quits me, then it really hurts me.
Yeah.
Because then it's like, oh, it hurts because then I've failed you. And I take such a personal responsibility for every single human soul and every single family, as I know you do, that comes on board to work with me. Their dreams, their goals, their family's livelihood, we take that hugely responsible.
Yes.
And you've had your teammates most of them have been with you for 8 years, 10 years, or 12 years. It's been amazing to see how you care for people. But what I would say to what Jorge said, because I'm going to be 16 years next month, is yes, life is so fun when you find your people. For me, my people are no drama, get shit done, want positivity, and they want genuine, sincere, real relationships. No politics, no peacocking, no narcissism. Like genuinely, I'm here to help you. You're here to help me. I respect you. You respect me. I trust you. You trust me. And that's a team I want to be on because then I feel so good. And when I feel good, I perform really well. Shayla performs her best when she feels good. And I'm super sensitive to people. You know, me, I'm like, I have a solid no douchebag policy.
Yeah.
It's like, I will not hire somebody unless I really, really, really like them.
Yeah.
So, Jorge, you're the OG person that turned me around to loving and liking loan officers again. And dude, here I could genuinely and honestly say after 16 years of knowing you, you're a solid man, and I love the mission you're on, and I'm so grateful that Guild Mortgage and all the people in our district and around the country and Guild Espanol and in NAREP and the Exito calls have you as a guide, as a mentor, and as a friend.
Yeah.
Is there any final words on how people can stay connected with you or follow you or join any of your future calls?
For sure. Yeah, I would say check us out on Instagram at Jorge Montoya Home. Stay connected. There's a link there. Join the Exito movement because this is pretty exciting, Shayla, because now wherever I'm traveling, I'm literally putting together fight camps. And I just did this in San Diego. I'm about to do it at the Coaches Academy in Kansas City. And what a fight camp is, if you're in the area, you can come by, join your boy. We'll do a little fight training session with like some pro fighters. It's pretty amazing how I've met a lot of people by doing this. And the thing that I would leave everybody with is maybe just be clear on what you want and who you're doing it for, you know, and don't compare. Like, just run your race. I used to compare myself, and now it's different. Like, I don't, like, if somebody else outperforms me, awesome. I outperform others, you know? It's not a big deal.
Mm-hmm. There's a lot of rich, unfulfilled people.
Oh yeah, what's the point? Like, I feel like resources are meant to give us this amazing life that we're willing to live, right? Like, here would be my final words. Live by design. Live by design. Build and design the life you want to live.
Jorge, thank you so much for your time. I love you, buddy.
Appreciate it.
I love your family. And I'm so excited to go tackle more goals and growth together.
Yes.
And thank you for this time.
Absolutely. Thank you.